Hello, welcome to a Second Chance. My name is Philip Jones. This month of June, we're having a very special show for this month, partnering with my good friend Jonathan Trailer from Texas. And we will be talking to a number of uh, patients who are looking for living donors. So we're hoping that you can join us. If not, share it to get it to other people. Jonathan, how's it going, buddy? Can't hear you. Still can't hear you. You're not muted. Still can't hear it. You want to? Yeah, there we go. So while Jonathan does that, we'll go ahead and bring on our guest. Very worthy of advocating for to get a living donor. And very excited to have her on the show today to give us her story, to give you her story, and anybody who's looking to be a living donor for somebody. So we're going to bring on Miss Thelma Warner after this intro.
Good evening.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing
Give me one
pretty
second, see
good.
if we
How are
can
you?
get Jonathan in here.
Okay.
What's up, Phil? Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. We had a few little technical difficulties there with the headphones. My apologies.
Oh no, it's no problem at all. We all
Yeah.
run into these things every once in a while, so it's no problem at all, brother. Glad you
Yep.
was able to get it fixed.
Yes, sir.
Great,
No,
great.
I appreciate you having me on as a co-host, and I appreciate you collaborating with me in the month of June here for Hope with Jonathan. And it's always a pleasure to interview Miss Thelma Warner.
Thank
Oh,
you. Thank you. Pleasure seeing you.
Uh, Good to see you too.
yeah, no problem, Jonathan. Man, I appreciate you agreeing to do this with me. You are actually the one who were able to bring Ms. Warner on, so grateful for that. To be able to do this for her through you. We're gonna get straight to it. What we're here for is which is that great story. So, Ms. Warner, go ahead and take it away.
Okay. All
I
right.
know we didn't get to talk a little bit before time. I usually explain this then, but go ahead and tell your story how you want to tell it, how you want the people to hear it.
Okay.
If we have any questions, we'll ask. If not, we'll probably wait till towards the end after you finish. So just go ahead and tell it how you want to tell it. The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, my story actually begins with a heart transplant. I received a heart July 19th, 2017. And during that time, I had an acute kidney injury during surgery. And they told me after I awakened that I was going to have another surgery because I needed to have a tricuspid valve because my new heart, the valve was leaking. And then they also told me that I had kidney issues, and my kidneys did not, they stopped working. So had to be put on dialysis. Well, I was on dialysis for about a year and my kidneys came back. And I was off about almost a year and had my tricuspid valve surgery. So when I had my tricuspid valve surgery, that's when my kidneys never came back. After that, I could not urinate anymore. And to this day, I don't urinate anymore. Um, and so I am in need of a kidney. Now, they want me to have a live donor because of the fact that I am already a heart transplant and a tricuspid valve transplant as well. Um, Actually, my story begins in 2013 when I was admitted to the hospital because I had gone to the doctor, told her I was having trouble sleeping. And so she did an EKG and found out I had a blood clot on the lower left ventricle of my heart muscle. And she told me, she says, well, you're going to have to go to the hospital. I said, today? She says, right now. And as soon as I got there, they started working on me. And I stayed there for about 15 days. And uh, after I was released, I think I was in denial and really didn't realize the seriousness of my condition, nor had I thought about the fact that my mother had passed with congestive heart failure and that heart disease ran on both sides of my family, my father's side and my mother's side. So it was like a double whammy for me. But anyway, after that, I've been on dialysis for almost 4 or 5 years. And my kidneys have actually, to be honest, I am stage 5 renal failure, end stage renal failure, or end stage renal disease. And only 7% of my kidneys work. So I am in desperate need of a kidney. And not only that, but Mayo Clinic is, I'm trying to get listed with them. And they did tell me when I was there that my kidneys are beginning to calcify. And that if they calcify in a certain spot, I won't be able to have a transplant. So he said that I need to get a transplant sooner than later. So I'm trying my best to advocate and get the word out that I am in desperate need of a kidney, and they want me to have a living kidney, a living a donor, because of the fact that I am a double transplant um, patient. So it's been a lot of ups and downs, and my constant worry is that the pull from dialysis on my new kidney is going to affect my heart, my new heart. And I certainly didn't come all this far just to have that ruined after everything I've been through. But that's not the only thing I've been through. When I had my tricuspid valve surgery, I I was released and then I came back because I couldn't breathe and they had to do lung surgery and they went in 3 times because I was bleeding, so I had to have transfusions and all. But that was when I almost passed, and when I awakened from that particular surgery, I asked my cousin that I died, and she said no, and the nurse told me that I was very close to death, and I was telling them about my experiences while I was under because I saw the light. I had a choice to make, and when I finally made the right choice, it was like I was back in my room. It was amazing. I mean, it was like I went through a whole lot of scenarios and everything. And so I know there is a God, and I know that I am a faithful believer, and I am believing that I'm going to get this kidney. I just need the right person to come forward for me. So, and then not only after that, I had to have brain surgery. So I've been through quite a bit. And so I'm looking for a kidney as well. I just want to be whole once more. So that's been my experience with um, well, the whole scenario of having getting a heart and then needing a kidney. And that seems to be the hardest thing that I've had to do because I am O blood type. Okay, and that's the we can give everybody, but we can't get but from O. However, there is a exchange program. If the person is willing to give up a kidney and they aren't my match, if they're willing to go through a kidney exchange program, that can help me as well. But it's been a journey, and anything you want to ask me, I am willing to answer. I can't hear you. You're okay.
Yeah. I tell people a lot, especially transplant patients, that yeah, we worry and stress about our condition, our situation, but is pretty much it's probably somebody out there that may have it worse than we do, and you definitely are
Yes.
a testament to that. And I've had brain surgery myself. I had emergency brain surgery in 2010. So I know how that goes, but I've
Hmm.
definitely not had to. I have left ventricular hypertrophy, but nothing, compared to what you've gone through. And I appreciate your fight and your drive to keep going, to looking for a donor. Jonathan, you have anything?
I can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Jonathan.
You're not muted. Yeah, we still can't hear you.
Mm. He's gonna come back.
Okay, so we'll wait for him to come back. So,
Right.
um, did they explain to you, outside of you being a double transplant recipient, um, exactly why getting a living donor is important for you?
What they tell me is that because of me being a transplant patient, it would
Mm,
be better, and that a living donor would um, kidney would probably work right away, whereas a cadaver or deceased donor would it may work, it may not work, it may take be sleepy and might not may wake up, may not wake up. And so because of everything I've been through, they want it to work right away.
right.
Right.
Definitely,
Um,
definitely. I understand that 100%.
right.
So let's kind of do a full circle. So outside of the kidney issues, how's your heart and everything like that? Is everything going well there?
Everything is going well thus far. Knock on wood for that.
Right.
I have great doctors. I have wonderful doctors at Piedmont Hospital. I'm listed at Piedmont. I'm listed at MUSC in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm waiting to hear um, from Mayo Clinic this week.
Okay. Okay. Great. 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 Yeah. A lot of people. I don't think a lot of people know that you can actually be listed at more than one hospital. Usually, you have to pay for those other evaluations.
Uh huh.
Um, because usually, well, as far as I'm concerned, at least California,
Uh
our insurance only covers the first initial evaluation to get on the list. So,
huh.
um, so yeah, if you're on the list, you've been on the list for a while, you're trying to figure out uh other ways to get on a to be on the list. There you can definitely talk to your doctor or your transplant coordinator and see if there's a way that you can be listed on other lists, surrounding hospitals that may be near you,
Hmm.
um, which would be a good thing to do. So,
Exactly.
um,
I think they need
Jonathan,
to
you
be
with
a
his brother?
250-mile radius of each other. That's what
Yeah,
I was
I'm
told.
with you. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
I hear you.
Uh, all right, my bad. I'm sorry about all the technical difficulties I'm having.
Oh,
That's
that's no problem, brother. There's no problem at all. We're all good.
in this world, honey. You know that.
Yeah, but no, Thelma, you always have an inspiring story, and it's always incredible to hear. And every time I hear it, I'm blown away by the courage and the strength that you have to continue on. And it's definitely inspiring to listen to you tell your story, especially with already having to have a heart transplant. So you inspire me and motivate me to want to continue on with everything that you're facing. So um,
Yeah,
guys. Also, I want to include that, guys. If you're listening, you can go over and check out Thelma's page on Facebook. Thelma needs a kidney for more information on being her donor.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have to be positive, but I'm going to fight till the last breath that comes out of my body. I will be fighting. You have to be
Absolutely.
positive. Anybody that's going through that type of things that we've been through, you have to have a positive attitude and to continue to fight. That's the only way you'll get anywhere. Um, as far as recovery, you need to be positive. There are a lot of people that have been sick and have been in my position and even worse. And a lot of times they don't make it because they don't have an attitude of wanting to live and fight. And you
Right.
have to have that type of an attitude. And
Absolutely.
I know I'm a fighter and I'm going to continue to fight. And I know God's going to give me this kidney some kind of way. And even if I have to accept a deceased donor, I will do that as well, and hope that and just pray that it will work. So, open for any suggestions. I'm open for people who want to talk with me and discuss what's going on. Uh, Even if you're thinking about doing it and you're just quite not sure, but you only need one spare. Just share that spare.
Yeah. No
Definitely,
doubt.
definitely.
So I'm just I advocate for me. I advocate for others in my position and more, because we all are out here trying and fighting to live. And I
Yep.
definitely want to live, and so much more I want to do.
Right, right,
Okay.
definitely.
Yep.
The fighting part is 100% correct. We don't make it, without us fighting for it. The other part of that equation for us, would, if you don't mind touching on for us,
Uh,
the importance of your support system, the people that support you and help you get along every day,
right.
to keep fighting, because we can fight all day long, but if we don't have those people who are kind of like in our ear,
Right.
talking in those kind of depression days and down days, when you're like, man, I'm tired of doing dialysis, or I'm tired of not being able to do XYZ amount of things, and so they're there to say, hey, keep going, we're gonna get you one. It's the inspiring thing from them, as well as their love,
Yeah.
that kind of keeps us going. So if you don't mind touching on your support system and how important
Well,
that is for your story.
well, I have a very, very important and unique situation with my support group because I don't have much family left as far as immediate family, but I have my best friend who is here now, and I have my cousin, Marquita. I have my friend Tweechy, Shirley, and Pam, and they're all part of my support group. Then I have other friends that are there with me as part of a support group. They're in the same support group that I'm in. I have that as a support, and Tony Larkins. Probably have met him, Jonathan, and he's a heart transplant recipient. But we're by becoming a part of a support group that gives you a lot of support as well. So I have a very good support system as far as my friends and some family that's left. And it's very important that you have that because during those days that I do have that maybe I'm a little down, but I don't stay down. I can just call one of them and they will enlighten me, make me feel better, talk to and just to hear their voice and knowing that they love me and supporting me is a good thing. Everybody needs a support system. If you don't have family, a lot of family like I don't, then you have to reach out to your friends and those that are, and then join support groups. So joining support groups is very important, and I'm a member of quite a few.
It looks like you have a pretty good support system, and that's great because I think that is probably uh, one of the first boxes that donors or people who would like to be a donor kind of check off is to make sure that you have that support,
Mhm.
to be able to, keep that kidney and stay on the right track, or, if it was anybody else, whichever organ that they're needing transplant for, um, because like I said, a support system is very important for people like us.
Yes.
Without them, there's no telling exactly how far we can go with just our own fight. So Jonathan, you got anything?
Yeah, support is just so crucial. You know, when you're battling a chronic illness, you're gonna have some bad days. You're gonna have some tough times. You're gonna need some people to talk to whenever things ain't going right or you just don't feel good.
Right.
So it's nice to connect with other people that can kind of sympathize or understand what you're going through, and that's what I get when I go to my support group meetings. So, like I said, when you're battling a chronic illness, you definitely need some sort of support. And if it doesn't come from family or friends, you need to reach out to your local community, maybe a church or maybe a hospital or a social worker can lead you in the right direction to find those support groups.
And I value all the people I met, like you, Philip, and you, Jonathan, and a lot of the people I met by being in support groups and getting the help and the exposure from people like you all. So I really do value you all's friendship, and I value your love, and I value everything that you're doing to advocate for others.
No doubt. We appreciate you too, Thelma.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's the reason why we do it. I've been dealing with chronic kidney disease since I was 4 years old. So,
Hmm.
I've been dealing with this a long time, and I've seen some people. I've seen both sides of it. I've seen the ones who made it and the ones who haven't. I've sat in the dialysis centers. Currently, I'm on PD now, so I don't feel like me being in a position I'm in should stop me from helping other people.
No.
you know. So that's why I do. I've always been that helping type person, and I was grateful enough to meet Jonathan and for us to start collaborating together and making things happen for wonderful people like yourself.
Well, you're
Um,
doing a wonderful thing for us, I tell you, and I appreciate that, and I'm sure others do as well.
Yep. And just to let everybody know out there, Philip is also a kidney warrior in need as well, and he's doing this for other kidney warriors. So, for those of you that don't know, so I want to commend Philip, uh, for being the guy that he is. Me and Philip, we kind of talk as friends aside from the show, and I just got to commend Philip for being the person that he is and the advocate that he is.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you.
oh, it's not a problem at all. No problem at all. I don't do it for the thanks or the limelight or anything like that. I do it because there are people on this earth who deserve to keep going. Um, you know, and they need that support. Like I said earlier, support is uh probably one of the most important things, to our equation of making it. So, if I can do anything to help somebody get one, regardless what it does for myself, then I'm fine. Like I said, definitely grateful to be able to work with somebody like Jonathan, who's been doing this a lot longer than I have, honestly, because I'm just kind of starting recently um, helping with people that are looking for living donors. Most of my, since I started the show, most of the people who come on have been people who've already had one.
Uh-huh.
And I said, when I saw what Jonathan was doing and a number of others through Facebook and social media, I said, it can't help to hurt, it can't help hurt to have one more person, to lend a hand and help these people get, you know, uh, the same thing that I'm looking to get, hopefully in the future.
Yep.
So, definitely is an honor and a privilege to be able to do this for people like yourselves, like Alex, who we'll have on next week, Leslie and Patrick as well, and then whoever else ends up on our shows um, throughout this month and in the future. So, definitely an honor. Um, so we'll go to a commercial real quick, and then
Okay.
we'll come back and ask them a few more questions,
All right.
and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Sorry
Congratulations
about that. I actually
on
ended a little early, a little prematurely. I hit the button on accident, but since we're back, uh, Jonathan, you want to start us off from coming back from this commercial?
Absolutely. So Thelma, where are you currently listed at on the transplant list?
you said where am I currently listed? I'm listed at MUSC at Piedmont, and I'm supposed to hear from Mayo Clinic this week. A lot of static. Did you hear me?
Okay, you're probably getting
Yes.
signal problems again. So you said you're listed at Piedmont
Yes.
and where else again?
MUSC in Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay.
And
Okay. How long have you?
I'm waiting to hear from Mayo Clinic sometimes this week.
Great. Definitely hope that happens for you. So have you been listed at both of those at the same time,
Oh yeah.
or have you been at one longer than the other? Do you know the wait time for those two places?
All right. I've been listed with Piedmont since 2017. I've
Mm,
been listed with MUSC since 2020. And MUSC says 3 to 5 years. Piedmont says 8 to 10, more like 10 more. Um, Mayo Clinic hasn't given me, the wait time yet. And I'm also trying to get listed at UAB. I'm waiting to hear back from them too, and Georgetown. So the shortest wait that I know of is in um, Des Moines, Iowa, which I am going to try with them too. My social worker sent paperwork, but we haven't heard back from them yet.
Okay, well, definitely,
So I'm
whichever
just trying
one
to get
has,
listed as many places as I can.
definitely, definitely, definitely hope these other ones that you're trying to get on the list for work out for you.
I do too.
Yeah, the Piedmont wait time is like equivalent to how it is out here. For
Okay.
us, it's like 7 to 10 years.
Uh-huh.
You know, so definitely, people out here in California definitely understand, the struggle of having to wait. And I definitely encourage anybody that's in those states that have long wait times to try to find a living donor. Because there are differences between a living donor and a deceased donor. Like Thelma was saying earlier, her doctors want her to have a living donor because it's it'll probably work right away. More than likely, you start working right away, which is kind of something that we all want to happen. I know some people have dealt with that time of having to wait till it wakes up and still do dialysis even with the transplant and things like that. And so, when we hope for people to get a transplant so they can get off dialysis or get
Yeah.
off these other, um, machines that are helping them basically stay alive.
Mhm.
Um, so if you can, if you want to contact myself, uh, or Jonathan, or anybody else that does, advocacy work for living donors, contact us all if you have to. The more people to get your story out there, the better. Instead of just kind of going to one person
Mhm.
to help you find that living donor. So, Mr. Trailer, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
I wanted to mention to you, Phil. I appreciate you during the break mentioning Mackenzie on that commercial. I'm actually here at her graduation party tonight, so uh,
Congratulations.
yeah, that's one of the reasons why my internet is so bad because we're celebrating it is at my grandparents' house. They kind of live out in the country and they don't have very well cell phone towers out here.
That's all
So
right. You're still doing it. Now it's all right.
yeah, but no, I'm glad that you was talking about all of the places that you're listed at. I think it's awesome that people know that they can go out and actually be listed in multiple locations. I think a
Oh,
lot of patients kind of feel like they're stuck at one location, and some of them I don't think realize that you can branch out and try to get listed at multiple
mhm.
locations if your team if you can get on those lists, and I
Right.
think it's a
A lot
great
of tests.
option.
It's a lot of testing involved, but
Yep.
you know, get through it, and once you get through it, you don't have to do it again for another year. So
You gotta use all the resources that you can because
yeah,
you're in the fight of your life. So why sit back and just wait.
that's
you,
right.
you,
I'm not
you got
waiting.
Yep. You got to
I'm not
continue
waiting.
on and try everything that you can that is available to you. That's why I try to tell a lot of these patients that are in need, you can't just sit back. You got to be your own best
Advocate.
advocate. Right.
So recently I had some um, magnets made for my car, and I sold a few. Of course, I ended up paying a whole lot more because I had to pay for the shipping and handling. But I just a lot of people have my signs and they are putting them on their cars, so I've got to order some more. Matter of fact, so I'm trying to get it out there.
Yep.
And if I just get some kind of radio exposure or some television exposure, that might help. But I don't have
Absolutely.
next. I've tried contacting them, but nobody has responded back. So we just
Absolutely.
wait
definitely.
and
Those are
see. Again, I keep trying.
Right. Yeah. The television radio thing is definitely a big plus. I actually met a young lady on Facebook. No, not Facebook. Instagram,
Hmm.
and she actually found her donor through an interview she did on the radio.
Wow.
You know, and so she
Wow.
has a set date for her transplant to happen, and so using, if you can get those other components added to what you're doing, it definitely can help. It can't hurt, you
Yeah.
know.
Right.
And the other thing is that I think a lot of people have to kind of get out their shell of of them being sick and having to tell people their business when it comes to that. I was that same person.
Hmm.
It took me a long time to start telling people my story. Actually, I told my before I started kind of doing this
Uh-huh.
and working with the Why Not Foundation. Um, I think I told my story really like one time, which was the interview I did with Donate Life, and that was in, I think, 2000, early 2010
Hmm.
or so, when I did the interview, and I hadn't really done it outside of people who were like in the hospital, so nurses and other doctors that come in that probably had nothing to do with why I was there or anything like that. Outside of those types of people, I didn't really start telling really my story until probably about 3 years ago or so. And then that's when I realized um, that our stories can help a lot of people, and
Right.
even people who don't even have anything to do with our story.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of the part of fighting, to stay alive, and things like that. So, um, but Jonathan, to comment on what you said earlier, man, there's no problem, man. About mentioning your daughter in the commercial, man. It's to be able to go through a time like COVID and still keep your head on straight, and that's another testament of fighting. She wanted to graduate high school, so she did what she had to do in this time of COVID, and still make it and do what she had to do for graduation. So, congratulations to her. Like I told you before, man, congratulations to you. Being able to get your kidney to be able to see your daughter graduate from high school
Oh yeah.
and be at this party today. So we appreciate you
Absolutely.
being on and taking that time. On your daughter's special day. So thank you very much for
And
that.
I'm a retired, so I'm happy to see that. I believe in
I'm
education.
very grateful to my donor and my donor family, and really, really, really appreciative of my kidney. So, for sure, man, I'm really happy that I was able to see it. So, really exciting. So,
Yep, I'm happy.
Awesome, awesome.
yeah.
So, Ms. Thelma, did you want to touch on anything else about your story that you want the people to know about?
Well, I just want people to know that it's a struggle dealing with dialysis, uh, especially when you have to have two needles in your arm and 3 times a week for 4 hours. And my mind stays busy, so I get really bored sitting there. And then the channels that they have to watch TV are really not many. So
Hmm.
I struggle with finding things to do to keep my mind busy while I'm at dialysis. And it's hard to go to sleep because the lights are on so bright. They don't turn them off or anything. So, and then you have problems when they take too much fluid or whatever, and you start cramping up. And I don't, but there are various things that can cause you cramp, depending upon your potassium levels and your phosphorus levels. So, we have to watch things and follow a very strict diet as well as a fluid intake. And because I don't urinate, the toxins stay in my system. I have to really watch my fluid intake, and that's been a big struggle for me because I don't I just like to drink liquids a lot, and I used to drink so much water all the time, and it's kind of hard to balance that, you know. Um, And what happens is my feet start swelling up, and I know that I'm over, you know. So that means that they have to pull more off of me when I go to dialysis. So dialysis is not a pretty picture at all. Matter of fact, to tell you, be honest, I hate dialysis, but I do know that it's a way for me to continue surviving. So I'm blessed that there is some way that I can survive, at least for the time being. But still, there are struggles too there because you're at risk for a stroke or cardiac arrest or any of that. So a lot of things behind the scenes people don't really know. And I've seen somebody die before in dialysis, so that's not a pretty picture. And I just don't want it to be me. And I am struggling hard, fighting every battle I can to get a kidney. And I pray somebody out there will see my story and decide that they want to share their spare. And I thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh, it's not a problem at all. Yeah, dialysis is um, definitely a hard road to go down, especially when you've had to battle, so many things already
Mhm.
before getting there. I did 3 years myself on going to hemodialysis, so I understand the situation. Hemodialysis is actually the reason for um, my brain surgery that I had,
Mhm.
because I found out that heparin caused me to have a brain bleed.
Oh my goodness. And I
Right.
take heparin.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
I take heparin at every dialysis treatment. Yes.
hmm So I had a lot of stuff to deal with after the fact because um, with clotting and stuff like that, I had to have it changed quite a bit of times,
Uh,
in positionings, because of the clotting and stuff like that. So um, yeah, for I think for kidney patients, for anybody really, I think there's always that uh the pre-fight to the actual fight. So like we have everybody has that has an organ failure has to fight regardless, but people who've had heart problem might have to have LVAD, and kidney patients having to deal with dialysis and things of that nature. So I think we all do a kind of a pre-fight before the actual one. So um, Jonathan, you with us, brother?
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
I'm with you again. Technical difficulties, but yeah, I'm right here with you, brother.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, So you want to touch a little bit on your dialysis experience as well?
Yeah, dialysis is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. I did it for 10 months in center, which is a short amount of time. And then I graduated to, ended up doing home hemo for 3 months. Believe it or not, I went through lots of ups and downs with dialysis, low blood pressure, fatigue.
That's what I
Uh,
had. Low blood pressure.
yep. Yeah, it would tank around about the 1 hour, 1.5 hour mark. I would normally really start dropping, and they would have to turn me off and turn me back on and all that stuff. So it always fluctuate. And when I say low blood pressure, I'm talking about like 80/50.
Yes.
So
And
yeah,
mine gone even lower than that.
yeah,
Yeah.
insane. Like I would go in and it would be like in the 140s over 85 or so, and
Mhm.
then by the time I got off the machine, it was already at like 90. 90/60, 80/50,
Right.
whatever. And they would make me sit down and wait until it come back up until I got to go home. And a few times they pushed me back in the chair and put more fluid, give me more fluids to try to regulate it and get it back into a regular normal level. But I had all kind of different issues with dialysis. I had problems with my fistula. They infiltrated my fistula a couple of times really bad.
Oh.
um, I had a lot of different things that happened with dialysis, but ended up leaving and doing home hemo with my wife, and then just going through all of the training and everything to learn how to do home hemo, and then I got the call for transplant, which was amazing. But we spent like 3 weeks, almost a month of training, and we just felt like we got comfortable, doing dialysis at home, and then I got the phone call for transplant, which I'm so thankful for.
Oh,
But
happy day.
so it was like God was saying, "Well, hold on, don't get used to this yet, because I got another plan for you, going in another
Oh,
direction." So, but it was crazy. And then one of the most therapeutic thing for me was when I got to get rid of everything, because I got rid of the machine and all of the boxes and the supplies, because that's one thing when you do home dialysis, it takes up a lot of room. All the supplies and all the boxes, and there's a lot that goes into it. You have to have a sterile area and a sterile environment to handle it all. So, but yeah, definitely, dialysis is not easy, and it's not an easy form of life. And I know patients that personally have done it for years. One lady in my center locally, just a quick story, she's been doing it for like 20 years.
oh my God.
Which is, when I think about that, those are the true warriors.
Yes.
Those are the ones that they have to be the most. Kidney warriors have to be one of the strongest mentally, people in the world, because of everything that they've had to go through and experience. So, yeah, it's definitely not easy.
Nope. And now I experienced the low blood pressure myself. I do a lot. I used to have high blood pressure till I lost all that weight. Now I have low blood pressure. It gets low, and mine's gone down to like 80 something, over 40 something. And they'll
Yeah,
have to take me off for a while and then put me back on and everything.
yeah,
So it becomes a struggle. And then, I've been getting a lot of cramps lately. So I had to tell the lady, I said, "Well, you need to probably up my weight. This has been COVID season.
yeah,
People are gaining weight by eating more, by
yeah.
being home more." So they did
No,
up my weight a little bit. So,
it sucked the weight off of me.
wow.
I went from a 3X shirt, 3X clothing, big guy. It just started sucking the weight. I literally had to go buy new clothes. Like,
Well, I was a 4X. And
yeah,
now I'm a size 14. So I'm
yeah,
happy to be the size that I am now. I had to go buy
yeah.
all new clothes.
But
But
the amazing thing, Thelma, to me is that I was actually walking around for years with all that extra fluid, and I really didn't
me,
realize what I was fighting. You know,
neither
uh,
did Jonathan, and I was in denial too, because my
yep,
feet said swollen all the time, and I thought that was just a normal,
yep,
but it wasn't. It was fluid.
yep.
So,
But
but
once you get,
it's been a difficult journey, but I have to say that the positive thing I get out of this is meeting all of you and meeting the people I have met that's on the same struggle that I'm
yeah,
fighting.
yeah,
So,
one
that
hundred
makes it
percent,
even worthwhile, everything I've been through, to
yeah,
know that others out there are experiencing some of the same things. And I don't wish that on anybody, you know.
yeah,
But you'd be amazed. I was amazed to find out how many people were going through and suffering through things that I have been through, you
yeah.
know. So
Like I said,
I just
that's the
count my
reason why
blessings.
there's a it's the reason why I do what I do. Though I spent a short amount of time on dialysis, and was blessed enough to get a transplant, and that's why I advocate, and that's why I do what I do to help other patients, is because I feel like I owe a due diligence and a pay it forward for everybody that helped me and everybody that was there for me. So
Well, that's my
that's why I
plan.
do what I do.
That's my future plan as well, to advocate,
Yeah.
continue advocating whether I get my kidney or not.
Yep.
So
But
I'm with you there.
Philip, man, I really appreciate collaborating with you in the month of June, and it's been really awesome. We're gonna have a really good time this month, advocating and sharing these warrior stories.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. Definitely look forward to our show on your show, Hope with Jonathan, on Tuesday. You want to give that information, the time, and things like that for Tuesday.
Sure, we're going to be interviewing a guy from TikTok. His name is Jay or Jason, and we'll have him on at 6 p.m. Central on Hope with Jonathan, and Philip will be on there co-hosting with me. So it's going to be a good time. So come over and check us out at Hope with Jonathan.
All right.
Awesome, awesome. Definitely looking forward to it. Um, so Thelma, two more questions for you.
Okay.
And then we can wrap it up. I know Jonathan has to go be with his daughter and the family.
Okay.
Um, so my first question for you is, what will receiving a living donor do for you?
What would receiving a living donor do for me? Oh my God.
Yes.
Well, for one thing, it would make me happy. It would make me so happy. It would give me my life back. I like to socialize and I love to travel. And it would just help me to be able to even advocate further for other people. And that is definitely my goal now is now that I'm in this world and I've experienced it and see other people experiencing the same things and more. I believe God put me in this world so that I can advocate for others and continue that. And that's going to be my life story right there. I'm going to continue doing that for as long as I can breathe. It's a well worth notable subject. It's important. It's just something that people need to be more aware of. And they say, reach one, teach one, and that's exactly what I plan to do. And so, getting a kidney would allow me to be strong enough to do these things and help other people. But my main mission is to continue to help other people.
Oh, that's
Great,
beautiful.
great.
That's beautiful.
Um, to Before I go to my next question, I want to ask you this. Because some people don't know about, the other things that you can do dialysis wise. So like Jonathan mentioned in-home hemo, and then peritoneal dialysis. I don't know if you went down that road or explored that option, but the reason why I'm bringing it up is because you mentioned you like to travel.
Yes.
uh PD actually gives you that chance to travel, because you can actually take that machine with you. It's not as big as the in-home hemo machine and things like that. It's real, kind of compact. 9 times out of 10 comes with a carrier or some kind of suitcase that you could, roll it in, or whatnot, depending on your center and what they decide to give you. So of course, we're more fighting for you to get that living donor, but because of, there are ways of going through dialysis that will kind of allow you to be in your element of things that you like to do, in life. Like you said, traveling and things of that nature. PD allows you to still at least have that part, and I think that's really important
Mhm.
for people, is to be able to continue to live their regular life in
But
this
that would,
irregular time for us.
wouldn't allow me to live my regular life because I like to swim.
Well, yeah, no, that part definitely is
My
true.
favorite thing to do is swim.
Yeah.
And that's the main reason I will not do PE. Um,
Got you.
I have got to swim.
I
You taking
understand.
everything else away, but don't take the fact that I can swim and get in the water after I do my dialysis. You
Yep.
know, so that's my main reason for not considering PE.
I
That's
understand it 100%.
that's
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why I got
Excuse me.
rid of my central line so quick and got the
Uh-huh.
fistula,
Yes.
because I wanted to be able to get wet and take a shower
Mhm.
normally
I love
and
the beach.
swim and all that. So
I love the water. I love being in the water. I'm a
yeah,
fish, so I've got to be around the water.
yeah,
So that's my main reason. I think it's good for anybody who's not interested in swimming, or because you can't, get that wet. But I that won't work for me. Um, because the reason I go on vacation is to go swimming. And
Right. No, I definitely
go fishing and swimming.
right. Oh yeah, definitely. I might have to go fishing with you one day.
Oh, I would love
Um,
that. I love fishing.
so the that is a great reason actually of not going to PD. I'm I like swimming,
Hmm.
but it's not enough for me not to do PD because like for me, with PD, energy wise and the way my life goes was a lot better for me to do PD than to do hemo.
Okay.
And I give you a perfect example. Actually, just yesterday, um, my family had to get together
Hmm.
during the day. I would not have been able to go if I was at hemo because when I get done with hemo, I'm completely drained out.
I know.
So
So
I
am
don't want to go anywhere but to bed. I might eat a little something before going to bed just to kind of try to
I.
start that energy reboot or something like that.
Hmm.
But I would not have been able to go yesterday and be with my family, especially it was important for me because of COVID.
Uh-huh.
I did see them a couple of weeks ago, but um, we're trying to get back on track because we normally see each other at the least once a month.
Okay.
And so to be able to do that yesterday, PD allowed me to do that. Because like I said, I definitely probably wouldn't be able to do this show if I was still on hemo because I'm usually asleep. As soon as I get home the next day, I
I,
usually don't get the energy back. Hmm.
I definitely understand that because I'm
Yeah.
usually white after dialysis. But tomorrow I go to dialysis, but I'm looking forward to going on a trip tomorrow. I'm going on a fishing trip with my girlfriend. So after dialysis, they're going to do the driving and I'll be fine by the time, because usually by the evening time, I'm okay. But
Hmm.
I have to get a little rest and all that. And, but because I get wiped out, you know, but we'll see. I'm going and I'm excited about it. So we're going for a whole week to
Oh
Tennessee
wow. Well,
to a
definitely,
fishing trip.
take care of yourself,
Yeah.
enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
I mean that's the main thing that I would say to you is enjoy yourself. While you have that time, I can tell you have uh, a great support system, like you mentioned earlier, with your
Oh,
friends and things like that. My
it
family
makes
are,
me laugh.
are officials as well, so
Mhm.
uh, I definitely understand the joy in going. It's relaxing,
Mhm.
kind of gets you away from everything, you
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
in the media world. Um, so my last question is, uh, unless Jonathan, did you have anything you want to mention on or ask her before I ask my
No,
question?
I just wanted to tell Thelma, man, and Philip, it's always a pleasure to be on with you, and definitely enjoy always hearing your story. And I'm gonna have
Thank
to check out, man. My phone is fixing to die, and I'm in a bad area. It just keeps dropping in and out. And I definitely apologize. But God bless you, and we're definitely gonna keep sharing for you.
thank
And
you. Enjoy. Enjoy.
Oh yeah,
Enjoy
definitely,
the
man.
next month.
Enjoy. Tell your daughter we said congratulations.
yeah,
So go ahead and handle your business, brother. I appreciate you.
yeah,
And I'll probably contact you tomorrow, so I'll let you have your day, your evening, and then we'll go into Tuesday. So I appreciate
yeah.
you being on with us. Thank you.
No, man, it's always
You.
a pleasure. I apologize that it fell on a night like this, but
That's all
you got to
right. Love you,
understand the
darling.
circumstances.
Love you
Right,
anyway.
right, right. Yeah, no, your daughter. I told you this a long time ago.
Yeah.
Family comes first, man.
There you
So
go.
go ahead, and do what you gotta do, brother, and we'll talk.
But God bless you. We're going to
Peace. All right.
continue to
God
share for
bless
you.
you.
God bless you.
I'm definitely in your corner,
All
Thelma.
right. Thank
So,
you. Thank you so much.
all right.
All
Y'all take
right,
care.
sweetie. Bye bye.
All right.
Wow, that was nice.
So, my last question for you, Thelma, is what would you, out of everything that we touched on today, what would you want the viewers that are also going through what you're going through to take from this interview?
The main thing I would want them to take from this interview is to never give up. Always fight. and advocate for yourself because you are your best advocator. Other people can do it too, and that helps. But if you aren't willing to fight for yourself, what makes you think anybody else is willing to fight for you? So, my takeaway would be just to fight and never give up and try to find something positive because the fact that you're still alive is a positive thing.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. The fighting thing is very important. Find somebody that'll back you in your fight,
Mm.
as well to help you get through. If you don't have anybody, or like Thelma mentioned earlier, she doesn't have too much immediate family, but she has her surrounding friends that are her family and get her through this. Contact somebody. If you got to, reach out to me or Jonathan or any of the other number of advocates that are out there. We'll be more than happy to be in your corner and help you get through whatever situations that you're going through at the current time or that happen in the future. So Thelma, I appreciate you getting on so much. Definitely appreciate you telling your story. And like Jonathan said before he got off, we're definitely going to keep advocating for you, keep fighting for you as well.
Thank
We're in
you.
your corner to try to get you a living donor.
And
Uh,
look,
you
I'm
know,
praying for you as well.
I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it 100%. So if you want to go out with the last word, the floor is yours. Outside of it's not necessarily of what would you want them to take, but if you have any last words that you want to throw out there, have at it.
Well, the only thing I'd like to do is say thank you for having me. Thank you for advocating for us. And just continue to fight. Anybody that's out there that's struggling, continue to fight. Get in touch with other people. Um, get in touch with other advocates. Get in touch with people like Philip and Jonathan. And there are quite a few people that are out there that are trying to help us. And all you have to do is be honest and tell your story. Um, because people need to know. People need to know that it's a struggle. People need to know that you need somebody, that you need somebody out there to help you. And don't be afraid to ask for help because I ask for help every day. So thank you. And
Oh,
thank
it's no
you.
problem. Definitely ask for help. And to add to what she just said, um, it's not just advocates that you're able to go to. Before I started doing this and being actually in contact with other advocates, most of the people that I talk to are just actually transplant patients, other recipients, or
Mhm.
people looking for donors. From the very beginning, I've always said that the transplant community isn't really a community; it's more like a family.
Yes, we
We're there for each other to help each other get through these things. So don't just go through advocates, go through people who've already received them as well, or people who are waiting on it because you never know just what that, word of mouth alone can get you.
right,
Like I said, I've had a lot of people tell other people my story that weren't even advocates. They were just other people who just appreciated my story that went through, the same thing that I've gone through as well, or had another organ failure or things like that. So, try to go through these groups on Facebook, if there are any on Instagram and things like
right,
that for transplant patients. Talk to these people that are out there that know what you're going through or experience these things. And so there are plenty of people out there that can help people like Thelma, that are looking for living donors, or just if you're just looking for somebody to talk to in general. Because I
right.
know that's a big thing for people like us, is that we don't always have people we can go to talk or vent.
Mhm.
And that goes for your support system as well. Your support system may need somebody to talk to get some things off their chest, or figure out an answer or something like that. Not everybody has somebody in their life that's gone through this before. So and you can't, as a support system, it's hard to come to the patient with those things because we already feel like we put enough on you in the first place, and so for then you to kind of come to us like and ask us questions, more or less about your frustration, and it's not like it's a bad frustration. It's just it's hard to kind of, especially if you're that one person that's helping, to help you keep going, and you trying to figure these things out by yourself. Figure out, try to find support groups for your support systems as well, because just like we need the help, they need it as well.
Yeah.
So definitely look for help. So Thelma, appreciate you coming on today. Like I said earlier, we're definitely still fighting for you, still
Thank,
advocating for you, and definitely looking forward to you getting a call soon, whether it's living donor or deceased donor.
yeah.
It's a good thing that you're on a wait list that's, I believe you said 3 to 5
Yeah.
so that short time is real good, compared to a lot of other places, like you saying that, Georgia is 7 to 10, California out here is 7 to 10 as well. So um, definitely praying for you. If nobody else is there, me and Jonathan are there for you. I know you have a great
Thank you.
support system around you. So anytime you need to talk, or you have a question, or you want to do it on the show, just contact us and we'll be more than willing
I certainly will.
to help you.
I certainly will. And I thank you so much.
Also, no problem at all.
All right.
Uh, Everybody, I appreciate you watching today. I appreciate you watching in the future. Please share this story with anybody that you know. We're trying to get this lovely woman a living donor as soon as possible. So, subscribe to the YouTube channel, A Second Chance. Also, Hope with Jonathan. It's on YouTube and on Facebook, Instagram as well. A Second Chance on Instagram as well. And like I said, Tuesday I'll be on Hope with Jonathan, um, to interview Jason, who is somebody does who's well known on TikTok, and we'll be talking to him on Tuesday on Hope with Jonathan, and then next Sunday we'll be back here on A Second Chance to talk to Alex Barrios, who's a really really good friend of mine. That's also a warrior as well. So thank you. God bless you. God keep you. And we'll see you next week.
All right. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.